Hey, welcome back to another video. Today we're talking about Last Epoch. So we've been playing this about 2 weeks or so. I got about 200-ish hours, and I've had a lot of fun with it. It's a really good ARPG. I really recommend this one. It's a good void filler until Diablo 4, so definitely want to check this out. And then the other thing I want to talk about is one thing I did notice playing this ARPG is the in-game loop is it's kind of like other ARPGs. You just want to clear it as fast as possible, get the boss down, and see if you get your loot, right? So after playing several different classes, I've done the Necro, I've done some Paladin. Paladin's quite fast, so is Necro, but nothing seems to be quite as fast as this that I've played. I haven't done Sork yet. I still need to do Sork, and I also need to do, what's it called? The Druid, Maelstrom Druid, the AoE Druid. I haven't done that. And then the other thing I wanted to do was the AoE Sorceress. I wanted to see how fast that is compared to the Blade Dancer. But for now, we're just talking about the Blade Dancer. And to me, this is, out of the classes I played, this is the fastest class by far. Like, no, hands down, no question. It's insanely fast, as you can see in the video. And the damage is quite nice, and I do not have optimized gear. I'm missing quite a bit of gear. And I haven't crafted anything. None of my legendaries are crafted on, so I'm missing damage on those. That's a nice ring. So I wanted to put this build out there for people who are just starting out, just getting into 100 corruption, level 100 maps, and things like that. This build can definitely carry you pretty far as is, even with just, you know, the low life I have there. Now, you do get one shot if you're not careful or if you bug out and get stuck in place. But I think they're working on the issue with movement abilities making you get stuck in place. So once that's sorted out, the build's very nice. As long as you stay on your toes and keep your movements up and, you know, dodge the hits, the big hits and stuff like that, you should be fine. And then there's certain bosses, you know, you just do the mechanics, avoid certain mechanic, and you're fine. Other than that, the build is really fast. The only other issue is arena. Some arenas give me some trouble, so other than that, let's just jump into the build itself and the gear. Alright, let's go ahead and talk about the gear. So the gear is nothing special. This is, like I said, just, you know, a starter build to get farming and get higher monolith. You know, anywhere from 100 to 200, 250 corruption should be fine with this build. And this gear is not optimized. It's not crafted on or anything like that. Let's start with the low life. So we have the Smoke Weaver. That's going to give you cooldown recovery on your shift. The reduced distance doesn't really matter. It's just the recovery speed's nice. And then you got your Bone Claimer. This is for the low life. You get the 22 ward. And then Exsanguinous, obviously just low life. Thorn Slinger, very nice. Gives you plus to physical and some movement speed and some attack speed for your throw attacks. Very nice. Then we have Last Step. This is another low life item. These three are needed for the build. So if you don't have those, well, I don't know what to tell you. I'm actually wearing the wrong ring. Let me fix that real quick. So you're supposed to be wearing this ring. Okay. So the rings are just standard throw damage with negative mana cost, throw speed, and then another throw damage with throw speed. Ideally you want like cooldown reduction or something like that, you know, but you know, this is, like I said, just a throw together farm build. My relic is not the best. I'd like to get a relic that has leech on it so I can go full life leech and just go put my full life gear on, but we haven't got one, so that's unfortunate. But I can still use my life gear with this ring. So anyways, let's go into the necklace. Now, the necklace, this is not something special. It's just physical damage and throw damage. I haven't found anything better, so this is just what we have. It's okay. And then let's go to the idols. Idols, you're gonna want to stack a little bit of damage. Now, if you're slacking on resist and stuff like that, you can, you know, fill your resist out like that, but it's up to you. If you're good enough with your movement abilities and timing and you know how the mobs work, you don't really need it. Just don't get hit forehead. Now, for low life, you're going to need the ward retention. So I do have ward retention here. I try to get as many 5%ers as I can, and then I have some healths. I do not have optimized idols. This is just what I found. So I have some gives me damage for shadow attacks, and then like mana efficiency with synchronized strike, because synchronized uses a lot of mana. Let's go on to the blessings. I still don't have optimized blessings. None of these are optimized. I really don't even want to show them because they're not optimized. I haven't really farmed them. I just literally got the character up, got to empowered, and I did, I farmed the chest. I farmed a few items for the low life stuff, and that was it. And I really haven't target farmed anything else. So you just fill the idols with what you think fits for you. If you need damage, get damage. If you need survivability, get survivability. This is, like I said, just a build that can progress with and farm for your other classes, other builds, things like that. So the blessings, fill what you need. That's pretty much what I can say there. There's either, you either get resistances or you get item rarity, things like that, right? So not really much of a choice there. So let's go ahead and switch out what I put on for the life build. Let's say you do not want to play low life ever and you just want to play a life build. So you take off a few of these pieces. Like this, like this, like this. Okay, so instead of synchronized strike on your helmet, I would get shurikens. Shurikens can get more damage out of it, so I just prefer the shuriken, but can't really pick and choose. So this is what I got. This is the best I've gotten so far. This is what we have. Very nice. Got cooldown recovery, which I said again you need for shift. The faster you can shift, the more damage you can put out and less damage you take. So, and again, smoke weaver, that's shift cooldown recovery, so OP. And then the chest, not really anything special here. I don't, it's just crit strike avoidance, cool. Lightning resist, cool. Little health there. Some shred damage, nice. And double resist, so that's what we got so far. Boots, these boots are kind of pretty nice. 90 armor, 17 move speed, 45 resist, flat vitality, some more move speed, some flat health, and percent health with more flat health. So a lot of health there. That's pretty much all those are. Good starter boots. Again, the relic, I need that life fleet. So, and then like I said, I put the siphon on for that 1.2%. I haven't crafted this yet. I need to put some throw damage on there. I don't have Bastion of Honor. If you have Bastion of Honor, obviously wear that. That shield's insane. I think they should nerf that shield. It's too OP. And I barely played the game. From what I've seen, that shield looks OP. So anyways, I have this shield. It's got 30% block chance, 795 block effectiveness. But it also has a little bit of physical damage there. It gives me a little damage. And then I added the block chance. So essentially I have 41% chance to block, which is quite nice. And then I got a little flat health on there, which is, came with it. And then on void resistance, I added the void. So I was short on void and I added void. I haven't gotten the monolith void blessing. So yeah, I added void. Anyways, so that's the setup for a life build if you don't want to farm for Exanguinous and, the low life stuff. That's up to you. And then I just replaced the ward with more life and the resistances I was missing. So like I'm low on poison, so I put poison on. And then the big thing I'm missing for the life build though is the relic. I'd rather play the low life build because I have more sustain as low life. I also have more damage. So I typically play the low life build because my gear is better for it. So it's up to you what you want to play and what your gear, lets you play better pretty much. But if let's say I had a relic with 60% leech effectiveness, I'd probably use that over the one I have here. So let's just go ahead and get into the skills. So the skills are set up the same way for both low life and the life build. I use the same skill setups. It doesn't matter. So shift, that's what it's what I engage targets with normally, or I run up and I'll shift away either way. So increase cooldown because you obviously need to spam shift and move speed buff. And then this is your bread and butter. You leave behind a shadow. So every shadow you place, you cast Umbral Blade. So this is really important. I'm not going to go over each and every node. I'll just let you look at it for yourself. But these are the nodes I get. And, you know, lasting presence is OP. So let's go on to the next one. That's Smoke Bomb. And so that we come down to Umbral Assault. Really nice here. Okay. And then we go up to Dusk. Yep. And then Umbral. This is your secondary attack. Shuriken's actually your primary. I choose to use Explosive Blades. You don't have to use Explosive Blades. You can just take this point and then take more points here and go into gold. It's up to you. I like Explosive Blades because you can spam Umbral and you don't have to wait for the blade to despawn. Now, Synchronized is your elite / boss killer. You cast this, and then you throw an Umbral Blade, and all your shadows, in turn, will throw an Umbral Blade too. So go ahead and look at these points. Okay, and then we go on to our Shuriken. This is one of our big damage dealers, especially when you're low on mana. You can just shift and just spam Shuriken and spam your Smoke Bomb. So Shuriken's very nice when you're trying to get mana back. And it also just gives you a lot of damage. So very nice ability. So that's the abilities. Now let's go into the passives. Alright, let's go into the passives real quick. So I'm just going to go ahead real quick over these. So we got 8 up here, 8 here, 1 here. We got 5, 1 in twin, 5 here, 5 here, and 4 here. Okay, so then under Blade Dancer, we have 8, 8, 3, and then 8, 8, 1. Okay, and then over here we have 5, 5, 5, 8. And then in Marksman, so far we have 5, 1, 5, 1. And the next points I'm getting, I'll be putting into this until it's 10. So, and then I'll be changing this once we're 100 and have better gear, different gear. But yeah, that's pretty much the build so far. And then we're going to watch one more clip of the build. And then I'll explain rotation while we're watching that clip. So yeah, if you guys gotten this far, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Any questions or comments, leave them below and I'll get back to you. Make sure you hit the like button. Yeah, let's jump into on how the build works. Okay, so let's go over the skill combo, like what you do on bosses or elites. So this is the elite. You come up and you're going to want to shift into the elite. So you leave your target there, your little shadow. So the combo is shift, Smoke Bomb, Synchronized Strike, into Umbral Blades. Okay, and then each one of these is going to leave behind shadows, and then each shadow is going to throw an Umbral Blade. So let's go ahead and show you that full motion. Okay, so shift, Smoke Bomb, Synchronized, Umbral, and then all your shadows are throwing Umbrals. So that's the combination, and it does a massive amount of damage, and you can actually spam it on certain targets. So yeah, a lot of damage potential. So yeah, let's go ahead and then look at the life build. Now again, I do like to use the low life build, but I have been playing ARPGs for a lot of years, so there's that. If you don't feel comfortable having this low of life, you can go the health build. It's up to you. So let's go ahead and take a look at it.
Eternal flame. Embrace the flame. Eternal flame. Embrace the flame. Ashes. Erupt. Erupt. You will be snuffed out. Flames consume. Eternal flame. Burn to engulfed. Erupt. Eternal flame. You will be snuffed out. Embrace the flame. Erupt. My soul burns. Flames consume you. Burn to ashes. The strongest burn the brightest. How bright will you burn? You will be snuffed out. My soul burns.